Stories Tell the Story, Mr. Steve Karski.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Appreciate that greatly. The story is the story. You know, one of the things that I'm working on right now is writing a book. And I'm writing a book a little bit about my experience, and hopefully I'm doing that to help some other folks, because this is a situation where, you know, I was in corporate America for a number of years and found out through being in corporate America that I got to a level where I knew I was growing and got to that point of my incompetence, as sometimes you hear. But I reached that level where work was pretty easy. I was pretty comfortable. And I was also feeling a little bit dissatisfied, a little bit unfulfilled. And it was one of those situations where I was like, is this really what I'm meant to be? Is this really what I'm meant to do? Am I meant to show up 9 to 5? Am I meant to be in rush hour traffic both ways and exhume, you know, taking up another half hour of my day, or an hour total, a half hour each way, just to make a living? And what am I doing here? And I lived with that question and that unfulfillment, if you will, for about 5 years. And so after I finally had an opportunity to escape and do what I really wanted to do, which is what I'm doing now, which is training and coaching and speaking, I really learned that, you know, this is not for the faint of heart. Meaning, leaving corporate America is something that takes some courage. But we all find things that cause us to be in our comfort zone, don't we? So let me ask you this. I'm going to ask the audience, and I can't see all the audience because of my screen, but let me just ask you this. What is some of the reasons that we stay in our comfort zone?
It's easy.
It's easy. And that's what the comfort zone is all about. It's like sitting in a warm bath, nice and comfortable and nice and easy. Sometimes it has to do with your financial commitments and the responsibilities that you have financially, because otherwise, you know, you do have to go to work. You do have to make a living. Absolutely. What's another one?
Fear of failing.
Fear of failing. And I would just throw that great big word fear out there as itself, because it could be fear of failing. It could be fear of change. What other fears might you have for leaving a corporate gig that pays you pretty well, has good bonus or good income, has good benefits, has good retirement, has good vacation time? What other things cause you to fear making that change?
Healthcare.
Healthcare. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that, I guess, goes a little bit to the financial side for sure, but maybe it is that situation where, you know, if you've got some healthcare issues or you have family members that have healthcare issues, you really have to make sure that you've got that piece covered. Sometimes we do it just because of habit. Yeah. And it is that situation where you kind of get into that mode and you don't even think about other things and what's out there. And so I've really also realized, and I've started going through some of those fears, both from my own experience as well as listening to others. And I think another big one is the fear of what other people will think or say. You know, it's not just your spouse or your kids, but what about your parents? What about your best friend? What about your coworkers? What are they going to say when you have this great job that is paying you some good money? And why do you want to leave great money, that security? Why do you want to leave that comfort zone just so that you can be happy? You know, is that really what you want? So the point of that I'm making is the story is the story. The story we tell ourselves is really the story that is taking place in our mind. And that story, is that really a real story? Right now, I'm going around and talking to and trying to uncover and also record stories of people who have broken free from corporate America and decided to do some other things. There was a gentleman I talked to last week. He was one of the doers at work, did all, the more he did, the more they gave him and the fewer people they had to help him, and was doing lots and lots of work. And he found out that, it just wasn't worth it. And it wasn't worth him and his family. Fortunately, his wife, going back to that financial side, his wife had started her own job or her own company, and it was starting to take off. So her finances started helping the family out, which allowed him to leave. And so he left, and he's doing just woodworking out of his garage. That's his full-time gig right now, and having a fantastic time doing it. There's another couple that I'm trying to talk to who left corporate America to start a farm in Virginia. And so if you know anybody that has left corporate America, not necessarily to be super successful. I'm not looking for somebody that's created Amazon. I'm looking for somebody that has had a situation where they, found happiness after leaving. And so I want to record that so I can include those stories in my book. But I want to really emphasize that analyze the stories in your own head as to why you're doing certain things, because your story is really going to dictate what you believe and how you react, and whether you have the courage to leave your comfort zone, whether it's for a new job or whether it's for pursuing a new goal. Mr. Toastmaster,